Hello and welcome to Arsenal Domination, where, as we all know, the transfer window ended a couple of days ago. And people are talking rightly and are sort of assessing the transfer window. I think this will be my initial reflection on the transfer window, but as always, you can never really tell about a transfer window until about halfway through the season, if not longer. So if you're buying players that are really sort of project long-term picks, you need to wait a season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons sometimes before you can sort of tell what you've got. But this was more of a win now window, and I think you'll have a better idea. But even then, as I say, we'll have to see how the season unfolds. I spoke a few weeks ago about the sort of differences between our window and Liverpool's window, and I think it will have really interesting ramifications beyond the result on Sunday on how the season unfolds. I said then Liverpool's window was sexier, but I felt they were missing a number six and a centre back, and they've ended the window without that. But undoubtedly, they've got the best attack in the league. I think if they can stay healthy in those defensive areas, I think they're definitely the favourites. But Arsenal did plug all of their gaps, with the possible exception of the sort of significant left wing upgrade. We needed a new backup goalkeeper to replace Kepa that went out. Not Kepa, Neto that went out on loan. Kepa comes in, I think, probably one of, if not the best backup keeper in the league. Very experienced player now, understands his position. Needs to make defensive replacements after Tomiyasu and Kivior left. And I think again, Tomiyasu, great player but not fit. But Mosquera showed on Sunday his immediate quality, and Hincapié comes with a great reputation. I think probably an upgrade on Kivior. Into midfield, Norgard in for Jorginho. I think probably on the field an upgrade, off the field maybe not. But important to get an experienced player into those positions, and that's why it was Berta apparently, according to Gunner Blog today, or yesterday when you were reading this, but was really keen to get that sort of player in. I think he's probably arguably the one that doesn't upgrade last season, but he certainly is at least as good as. And Zubimendi in for Thomas Partey, different type of player, but I think we're talking about Arsenal getting more on the front foot, more aggressive, playing for the ball quicker. And I think, he will certainly do that, sort of very similar to Thomas Partey in terms of when he first came in, it sort of fell off a little bit. Um, Nodi Madueke, lots of people complaining about that one. My question was about the opportunity cost if he came in. Rodrigo, as it turned out, wasn't an option, so therefore, Nodi Madueke kind of makes sense there. And I think he started his Arsenal career very, very brightly. And Victor Gyökeres has come in. I think, no question he's an upgrade in that up front area. And then there's the wildcard Eze that I love. I think the one question mark you'd have over the window would be sales. Most of the players going out on loan. There's some loan fees and getting some wages off the bill, along with a couple of free transfers of like the likes of Tomiyasu and stuff, reducing the wage bill. I think that would be the one criticism I'd really have. It'd been great if Martinelli probably, an upgrade in that area had come in, but I think that would have been wishful thinking there. But I think on the sales, as I say, it's the one disappointment, but I think we need to give time for Berta to see what he can do in that area, because these were always going to be difficult ones to move on.